want a garden so I can grow, and you can only go so far on your own.
Hello there, I'm Maddie Harlan from Permaculture magazine, and I also run Permanent Publications, which is a book publishing company. And I'm with Pippa Chapman at the Welsh Permaculture Festival, and I'm really excited because we have just completed your second book.
Yes, we have.
Which we're really pleased. So tell us a bit about it, Pippa.
So when I wrote my first book, I was really excited to teach everybody about small-scale forest gardening and how they can do it themselves. And some people said, "Oh, we really love that, but we'd really like some examples of what they actually look like.
Yeah.
What can we actually do? What plants can we use?" So I put together this book, which is full of examples of different themed, both forest gardens and just permaculture garden design, all about guilds and how to combine plants together.
So let's dive straight into some of the content and share some of your kind of top tips with anyone who's watching this YouTube.
I think the biggest thing that I wanted to get across was for people just to not be scared to design with plants. It's meant to be fun.
Right.
So I've tried to make the whole book just about saying, try this, experiment, relax, enjoy it. You don't need to get it right the first time, but if you're feeling really nervous, here's a whole load of examples that you can use for inspiration.
So what kind of examples would you, particularly to say a novice gardener who just wants something that looks pretty and is also really healthy and productive?
Well, I think things like edible flowers mixed in with your perennial salad crops, it just means that your garden is productive, but it also looks absolutely beautiful. So you could mix in some like Publitzia, which is a climbing spinach that comes back every year, is absolutely delicious. But you could plant around the base of that something like calendula, so that in the same space you've got this, really tall salad plant which can grow upwards, so it's not taking up much of your garden at all. But if you just pair it with something like calendula, you can put the petals in your salad as well.
Yummy. So what else are you suggesting that people try out?
Well, I've been also learning about sort of using plants for medicine as well. So I've been learning about things that are good for herbal tea, and actually herbal teas are one of the easiest ways that we can use herbs as medicine for ourselves. So it's not just about having a tasty cup of water. It's also about how we take the powerful healing qualities from plants and be able to use them like in the simplest way, where we just pick a few leaves, put them in a cup, add some water and drink it. And it's amazing how we can help keep ourselves healthy, or we can even cure chronic conditions as well, just from a few leaves in a cup from our garden.
So how about something for a chesty winter cough? What would you recommend?
I've been using, particularly for sore throats, I find really effective is actually honeysuckle flowers mixed with thyme, and even my kids love it as well. So I've just been harvesting some honeysuckle now, and I've been drying it very gently, so that I can then store that in jars, because right now we haven't had many sore throats, but in a few months' time, when I've got a terrible sore throat, I'm not necessarily going to have any honeysuckle flowering in my garden. So I've been harvesting it now, and then I just put a teaspoon of those flowers into a cup with a few sprigs of thyme, add some water, and then it's just really quickly I get relief from a sore throat and headache.
I mean, I've got some real favourites. I love winter savoury.
Oh yes,
which is such a gorgeous little spreading plant, but really aromatic. And that has medicinal properties. I grow lemon verbena.
Oh yes, which is just one of my favourites.
Absolute favourite. just simple mint.
Yes, yeah, and
You
it's
know?
really good for that digestion.
Exactly.
And I think as well, knowing that it doesn't always have to be leaves as well. So things
No.
like fennel, you have the seeds in
Yep.
tea, or marshmallow, you use the roots. Well, you
Yeah.
can use the flowers, leaves, and the roots of marshmallow.
Yeah.
So it's a really great
And
one.
it's pretty,
And
and
it's
a
very
pollinator.
pretty. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So it's a great plant.
Mm.
So yeah, we call it garden tea in our house.
Oh yes,
but
yeah.
yeah, have a cup of garden tea, and it basically it's whatever's
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
the same with salads. You know, I love to have all sorts of things in the garden, and I've been teaching the kids. So my youngest Moss will go out, and they just love to like go around and gather, you know, a bit of Swiss chard here, a bit of Herbaceous, some mallow leaves, you know, a bit of oregano, a few viola flowers, a sprinkle of calendula petals, you know, and they come in with just this beautiful salad that they've picked, you know, from all over the garden. And now that they've learned which plants that they can eat and which they can't, you know, it's something they really enjoy to do.
And then you get all your colours as well, because you've got the greens, but the reds and the oranges.
Yes, yeah.
And then, you know, if you're growing white borage, you've got the white borage flowers. So it's like you make the rainbow salad.
Yes,
and you can make it all year, can't you?
And every time you go into the garden, it comes back different. Always, you know, there's
Yeah.
always different things that you're picking and enjoying.
So so just to summarise, you've got medicinals, you've got year-round salad
Year-round
ideas,
salads, yeah, even craft gardens. So
craft garden,
things like willows and things to weave and make twine out of, and dye plants, all those sort of things. And also the edible ones. There's a family forest garden. So that was all about, you know, when you've got really small children and you want to just allow them to play in the garden and enjoy it, and not be constantly going, oh, don't put that in your mouth, or don't put that in your mouth. Actually, everything, every leaf and seed and bit of the plants in that garden, you know, you could eat and not poison yourself. So and all different plants for jams, and so I think it's trying to like meet as many needs as you can from your permaculture garden, whether that's creative craft things, medicinal healing herbs, or food.
And I think the key to this book is that it's actually quite simple, in the sense that you're not picking off a chapter that's like that long.
No.
You know, you've summarised it and you've made it very visual, this book, haven't you? Deliberately.
Yes.
So that it's not a scholarly work that's long.
No.
You know, you've made it accessible.
I think I wanted
easy.
it to be, I love the design process. I
Yes.
find it really creative, and I love to experiment, and I really wanted to get across that feeling of designing should be fun. It doesn't need to be technical. You don't need to have expert knowledge. Like anyone can do it. Experiment and have fun. So I've tried to get that across in the pictures, and I've tried to show the whole process. So I haven't just gone, oh look, I'm so amazing, here's my finished design. I've gone, oh, here's the scribbly bit where it all looked really messy and I didn't really know what I was doing, and here's all the stages until I got to this, you know, nice design at the end where it's finished, so that people can see that it, you know, it doesn't have to all look neat and beautiful. There's lots of messy scribbling.
But your gardens always look beautiful, don't they?
Yes, but beautiful in their wildness and relaxed, you know, way.
It's like relaxed beauty.
Yes, and I know, and I chop and change things all the time. So I always want people to think that actually, when you've done a design and you put your plants in the ground, that's kind of the beginning. You know, it's the beginning of the process. You don't need to. If something that you've designed doesn't work and a plant or two dies, that doesn't mean you failed. It just means you've learned what will grow well in your garden, and you can try something else. You know,
Fantastic.
so just to make it fun and be relaxed.
So Pippa, what's the name of the book?
The book's called Permaculture Planting Designs, because it is a whole book full of different designs.
Yeah, that people can adapt.
Yes,
They're
absolutely.
not written in stone, because
No.
everyone's going to have their own individual microclimate
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
everything, but it's like a template that we take and change.
Yeah, so they're there for inspiration, and the book tells you all about how to adapt those designs to suit your garden and your needs.
Which is important, because we're all unique, aren't we?
We are, yes.
And when's it coming out?
It's coming out in February.
Brilliant. So February 26th, look out for it, pre-order it. It's going to be fab. I'm very excited.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I want a garden so I can grow, and you can teach me all